Hi, thank you for watching us here at Tax Talk UK. Off the back of our video where we explain the Construction Industry Scheme, or CIS, we've had some queries from some people asking us to explain how they should complete their tax return in order to get a refund of any overpaid CIS. Before we get on to that, if I could please ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you will easily be able to refer back to this information should you need to. And also you'll be able to find easily find other information that we have available if you're self-employed or running a small business across a whole range of different topics and things that you need to consider, as well as the different taxes. And if you could also, if you want to have notifications when we upload new information, if you turn on the notifications, then you will get that. So back then to CIS tax refunds and CIS tax returns, as some people have been terming them. So as we explained when we talked about CIS, what happens with the construction industry scheme is that if you're a subcontractor, i.e. you're the person doing the work and invoicing the contractor, who's the one engaging the subcontractors and paying. So you're the subcontractor, so you invoice your contractor, and they, assuming that you're verified and you've registered and you've not applied for gross status, they will be deducting 20%, just a standard 20% on all of your invoice for labour. They will exclude any materials that you've purchased. So as we explained before, so then what happens is at the end of the tax year, you will complete a self-employed section of your self-assessment tax return, and this will then calculate from your total profit your total liability for income tax and national insurance. Of course, if you've got other income sources, then that will also be added together, and any account made for any other tax that was deducted at source. But let's imagine, for this basic example, this is your only source of income. So you've completed your personal tax return, and you have calculated your profit by entering your total income and your total expenditure. So therefore the calculation has been made to tell you this is how much your liability is, totaling your income tax, your class 2 national insurance and class 4 national insurance if applicable. Then the other thing that you will need to enter on your tax return is the total of how much CIS deductions you have suffered. So what I mean by that, the term suffered is relates to the amount that has been deducted from your invoices. So you enter that figure on your tax return, and then this will get deducted from your total liability. And if the total amount that has been deducted is more than your total liability, then the difference will get refunded. Now, generally speaking, once you have submitted your tax return, assuming that you're already registered on the CIS scheme, once you submit your tax return, normally the repayment will come directly to your bank, which you'll put the details on your tax return. And that would normally take, say, 7 to 10 days. It can take up to 30 days, so you won't be able to chase repayment for unless you've been waiting more than 30 days. So just to mention then, well, how do you know how much has been deducted from your invoices? Well, there's unfortunately at the moment that information isn't yet available in your tax account, which I think is something on the horizon, something in the thought process of HMRC, but it's not. It's currently there's nowhere that you can actually see how much people have deducted on your behalf. What should happen is every time someone makes a deduction, as we talked about in the overview of the CIS scheme, that the contractor will make the deduction, and at the end of that payroll month, so once we come to the 5th, they have to submit a return within 2 weeks, so by the 19th of the month. So that is when they tell HMRC how much they've deducted, and they are also required to give you a statement that actually states how much has been deducted and paid over to HMRC on your behalf. So it's really important that you do receive those deduction statements every month where a deduction's made. They are in effect proof that that tax has been made on your account. So say, for example, if there's an issue with your contractor and they haven't paid the money over, they have deducted it from you, but they've not paid it into to HMRC for one reason or another, then that will protect you as long as you've got the statement to confirm that as far as you were aware, they had made the deduction and they had made it. So I can't stress how important it is to make sure that you both receive and keep your CIS deduction statements to just back up, the same as you keeping all the receipts for your expenditure to verify in the event that HMRC want to inspect your tax return or look at it in any further detail. The thing that I will, as we always say, is if you're not sure and you're not confident that you know how to complete your self-assessment tax return, then please do sort of engage a professional who will be able to do this on your behalf. And as we talk about in the information on engaging professional help, of course, make sure that they're qualified and that they've got an understanding and qualifications for CIS, and that they can do this for you. So I hope that this has been helpful and that this answers the question. And as I mentioned earlier, please do subscribe to our channel so you can easily access the information. And thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.